ladies and gentlemen, this is not Lunar client. This is not Badline client. This is not Feather. This is not Forge. This is not Vanilla. This is Soar client, which has been exploding on the Asian sort of servers for Minecraft. Things like Asian Minemen. This has been exploding on. This is personally what I think will be the nail in the coffin for Lunar client. I think that this client has the potential to just end Lunar. And I'm going to talk about it. This is pretty freaking cool. I'll be one of the first North American channels to cover this. Because I think it's like maybe a week or two old at max since public release. And it's really nice. As you can see, just the top right of the screen already looks so good. And you might also notice that this cape is not mine. I can equip any cape, there's tons of cosmetics, and they're all free. I didn't pay anything, I didn't get any special access. I downloaded directly from where you get Soar client. And everything I'm going to show you comes for free. And this client is, as you're probably going to hear a lot from me, amazing. Alright, so buckle up. Time to talk about Soar client. Alright, so before I start to get into talking about why this client is so good, I think we need to talk about the obvious. Obviously, being the main allure of the client is simply the just incredible GUI. So this is the mod menu. This is right shift. Boom. It's so clean. Just unbelievably clean. And it just looks so good. These are the mods. There are so many mods. And this isn't even fully released. You can obviously acquire it, but it is still quite new and has not been fully developed yet. And there's just simply so much here. And one thing that makes this just so far and beyond fundamentally better than Lunar is the GUI, is why it is just better in general. There are still a few things that I'd like to go over that I think they should add, some things that they should fix, some issues I have had, and some other just mentions and things to talk about. This is obviously the mod menu. There's so much stuff. They have free cosmetics, and it's just fantastic. So, enough talking about the GUI. Let's go into actually how to even set up the damn thing. You'll essentially just download it, which I'll put the link in the description to the original page. And then with that link, you obviously click it, download it, run the installer, and then it'll install. You launch it, and then you have it open. Congratulations, there's your tutorial on the riveting process on installing Soar client. And then you're going to spend probably 30 minutes going through all of the mods, and you're going to have to reset, unfortunately, your video settings, controls, chat menu, and resource packs in order to get the client to what it was for if you were obviously using like Lunar or Badline or Feather. And, you know, you set up the GUI, stuff like this, which I have mine bind to right alt. So it's pretty easy to move around. You literally just drag it, and you can put it anywhere. Putting mine on the top right because it looks clean, in my opinion. You can actually even move the scoreboard. So if you're a psycho and want to do this, and nobody's going to stop you. I mean, I might. It's disgusting. But, hey, to each their own. you might want to add music, which is my personal favorite thing about this. This song's actually broken. Use the wrong MP3 file, which I will explain how to do later. But obviously, I can have any of my own music here. I just upload the MP3s and put them in the file, and I can just play them now. Obviously, I'm a jazz pianist, so I enjoy me some music. Jazz music. Alright, so I can just have this while I'm playing. And I have no lag issues, even if I do this. Like if I disconnect, it still keeps playing. Switch servers. No issue. Right? No issues whatsoever. Continues to play even when the game lags. For example, the game likes to lag when I open my resource packs. That's probably because I have like 300. But obviously it freezes and the music keeps going. So it's not like you're gonna have lag issues or other problems like that. The music is just there. And I'm gonna turn it off so I don't get as hard struck by copyright. However, obviously that is how that works. There are instructions in the Discord on how to get the music working properly. It took me about 30 minutes to figure it out, but I was being an idiot and just kept trying the same thing over like a dumbass, so it'll probably work better for you. As a side note, you can, as to setting it up, you can change the visual theme here. So the accent color, you can change it to literally anything. As you can see, that the colors are changing top right. I was using this one because I think it looks clean. Let's swap to this for the rest of the video. Alright, I know, it's time. Let's talk about the FPS. The FPS of this client is pretty good. It's actually not that bad. Obviously, it's not Feather client. So, you know, on Feather, I get like 700 in a lobby running around like I'm doing now. And I'm getting 500. I have quite a higher end PC. I have a 3050, and I have a very, very nice CPU. So, obviously, you know, results may vary. But between individuals' PCs, like if your PC is just set up differently or has different cooling, it can be affected negatively or positively with the FPS. For example, my friend, he gets like 20 FPS on Lunar, and then he switches to Badlion and gets like 150. And that's just because of the way his PC works. It just doesn't mesh as well FPS-wise. So take the FPS that I'm getting with a grain of salt. Obviously, you will not get this. You might get 3 times more. You might get 20 FPS. I have no idea. You'll have to figure it out. And it's not like you're losing anything by downloading the client. It is free. So, you know, not exactly like you're going to be wasting your money. The next topic is the things that I dislike about the client that I wanted to mention. You know, this isn't perfect. It's new, it's in development, and it has very little funding. So naturally, it's going to have some issues. First off, I want to mention some mod complications. For some reason, no matter what I do in the mod section, the old animations just straight up do not work for me. I have no idea why. No matter what I do, the blocking, for example, let's go to Skyblock. The blocking looks the same. It's just 1.8 blocking. No matter if I have the mod on or not. This hasn't really affected me negatively, because I don't really care. However, it may make you annoyed, and you'll have to get used to it if you want to use this client. However, I'm sure it will be fixed. It is clearly a bug, and it is clearly not intentional in any way. Another thing I somewhat dislike, I should probably leave Skyblock. Another thing I'm not the biggest fan of is the general complexity of all the mods. There's just so many, and the fact that I have to reset my video settings and controls from Lunar client. It was very convenient to just use those, even when I was switching between Feather, Badlion, and Lunar, which I didn't exactly do often. but obviously it was nice to have that as a convenience of not having to change them. But I had to for Soar. Aside from those things, I don't really see anything wrong with this client. I have no real issues. There is one more thing, however. That one more thing is, for some reason, when I have motion blur on, which I use to make my videos look better, you might notice, like, some of my streams oftentimes look a lot better than this recording will, because I'm not using my motion blur settings. But when I set up my motion blur, not actually gonna, but when I have motion blur on, and I join a Bed Wars game, when I log into the lobby, I crash to desktop. I don't know why, and this only happens in Bed Wars, and only when I have motion blur on. So, I'm assuming this will get fixed. I don't think this is an intended feature. But, obviously, you know, they don't exactly have many developers. I don't know exactly how many they have, but they don't have near enough in comparison to, you know, Lunar or Bad Lion. But given enough support, they probably will. And, you know, we can't have smaller clients and companies and projects succeed if we don't support them. So, downloading the client, showing the support, will make the client better. And, I don't know, maybe we'll end up with something better than Lunar, which is my hope. So, after this little parkour bit here, I am going to go record some clips with this. I haven't played today, so it'll take a little bit. But we're going to record some clips with Soar Client on. And I hope you'll enjoy that, because it's been a blast using this. I woke up at fucking 2 a.m. and downloaded this shit because I saw it in my recommendation feed, and the video had like 150 views. And I was like, holy shit, this is so cool! And I downloaded it, and I'm loving it. Hopefully you guys will like it too, the 7 people who will probably watch this video. But, you know, I gotta spread the word at least. I gotta do something, you know? So, yeah, I mean, enjoy the clips.